They're 32 ounces, okay? You should be drinking at minimum 2 of those a day, okay? So make sure we're carrying around our water bottles with us and drink at least 2 of them. If we're having a harder training day, especially if we're sweating a lot, we should be drinking up like closer to 3, okay? So make sure we're carrying around those water bottles, filling them up, stay hydrated. The easiest way to check our hydration is your urine color. So if you're having dark urine, that means you need to say, hey, like I'm not hydrated, okay? I need to drink some water. Because hydration it will really energize you, okay? So the benefits of drinking water, it helps maintain the balance of body fluids, it helps control calories, it helps your kidneys, it helps your skin look good, it energizes the muscle, it helps maintain normal bowel function. Okay, so drinking water has all these benefits. It's super easy to do. Really, we should be drinking water over anything else. Okay, but we're going to talk about a few of these other things that we often include in our hydration. But this says a 20-ounce beaker has 8.5 teaspoons of sugar. Water has been done. Water is for thirst. Sports drinks are for training. Choose wisely. Okay, so if you're working out, it's game day, you have a game, mid-game, you want to drink some Gatorade, that's perfectly fine. That's awesome. It'll replenish your sugars that you're losing from the workout, from that game. It'll replenish your electrolytes, which is great. So Gatorade is great for when you're working out, for when you're training. If you're just hanging out, choosing something to drink, you don't want to choose Gatorade, okay? Because it's giving you all these extra things that we don't need then, okay? 8.5 teaspoons of sugar, that's our recommended maximum intake of sugar. Okay, so we'll go over sugar in a little bit, but just make sure we're conscious of that. So Gatorade is good while we're working out and doing stuff, but not necessarily just during free time. Okay, let's talk about coffee. Raise your hand if you're a coffee drinker. Okay, so you brought coffee with you today, right? So how do you like your coffee?
Creamer.
Creamer. Okay, so let's talk about, do you guys know what do you think? Is coffee good for you or is it bad for you?
Good for you.
Good. Alright, so coffee can be good for you. It has health benefits. It's a natural source of caffeine. It can even help your muscles restore after a workout, make you less sore. So coffee has benefits, but at the same time, it can also be very unhealthy depending on how we make our coffees. Okay? So if we're going to Starbucks and we're ordering a vanilla frappuccino, it's not necessarily the best choice, right? So best way to have our coffee is obviously black or dark. Or maybe if you can't do that, choose some low-fat 1% skim milk and put it in. Okay, so cream is a little bit higher in the fats, so we want to choose a low-fat milk instead to add to our coffee. Okay? So not saying that you have to get rid of all the coffee that you're drinking, but just make sure you're aware of what type of coffee.
It's okay to put sugar packets in black coffee.
That's gonna add the unwanted sugar that you don't really need. So yeah, there's other ways to sweeten and change. So if you don't like just black coffee, it's too bitter for you. If you don't like that taste, there's other ways to change it. Okay, so pure vanilla extract. You buy that at the store. Or roll that in, change it, makes it good vanilla. Right? You can put cinnamon in it. So there's different healthier ways that you can make your coffee better for you. Okay? So to display this hydration, we have an example here. We got a little demonstration. So we're gonna play a little game. Okay? So we're gonna do a little guessing game. So we got this Starbucks Frappuccino here. How many grams of sugar are you guys guessing?
24.
32.
46.
48.
46.
56. 28. 1.
All right, Caitlin's pretty dead on. She said 48. Okay, there are 46 grams of sugar in this bottle. You want to know what that looks like?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is how much sugar you're drinking. That's a lot of sugar. This is how much sugar you're drinking in this little tiny bottle. 46 grams of sugar. That is over your maximum daily intake intake of sugar just in this one bottle. Okay. Let's move on to the Pure Leaf sweet tea. Okay. So this is what I like about the food industry. They try and make things look healthy. So you have this nice bottle, right? It's very good looking. It looks good for you. Yeah, Pure Leaf. It says no preservatives, no added coloring. Okay, so it's trying to make it look all healthy. That's what the food industry does to you. It tries to make things look like it's good for you. All right, but let's guess. How many grams of sugar are in this?
24,
35,
80.
30.
80. Okay, tell me how many grams of sugar are in here.
30.
Oh, 18, that's it? Are you sure you want to take a double bit?
Oh, 42.
Right? So we're gonna go over nutrition labels in a little bit, but you have to be aware the food industry tries to trick you. So what they did here is they did the first column. They have a serving size that is 8 fluid ounces. Okay, so that is like there's two and a half servings per container. So in this there's 8 fluid ounces. That's not even half the bottle. Okay, so that's what the food industry tries to do to you. They want you to read this nutrition label and say, hey, there's only 18 grams of sugar. That's not too bad. So people pick it up, they'll skip right by that, and they won't realize in reality there's 42 grams of sugar in this tiny bottle. Okay, so 42 grams of sugar is again, there you go, just almost as much as the Starbucks. Okay. So let's move on to the vitamin water, right? So vitamin water, obviously it's trying to make it look like it's super good for you. It's packed with all these vitamins, which is very well maybe packed with plenty of good vitamins that we would love to include, right? But let's guess here, how many grams of sugar are in vitamin
31.
Alright, so you're all pretty spot on. There's 32 grams of sugar in here, okay? So even though this is trying to be healthy, you're consuming this much sugar when you are drinking a vitamin water, okay? Alright, let's talk about the Naked. This one's a little fun. This one's fun.
I just bought those from Target.
So let's just talk about this a little bit. So it's displayed very nice, healthy, nutritious, right? So this one's especially tricky, right? It says no sugar added. Okay? But what it can do is it can not necessarily add sugar into it, but read the ingredients, and it's apple juice. Okay? So apple juice is loaded with sugar. So because they're not directly adding sugar to what they're making, there's still sugar in it because they're putting sugar into the apple juice. Right? So they're trying to really trick you on this one. So let's guess. Let's guess here. How
40.
much?
56. 40. 55. 56.
Okay, so this says 29, but then again, it's also 2 servings per container, so it's trying to trick you again. So 29 times 2 is 58.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so heavy.
This is the sugar from your Naked.
Wow.
So,
I got it.
let's talk about Gatorade or Powerade. Let's talk about this. Okay, so this is another one. The servings per container is 2.5. So you pick this up, it says 21 grams of sugar, right? Not too bad. Multiply it by 2.5.
52.5.
Thank you. So you're getting 52.5 grams of sugar in this. So if you're just hanging out, relaxing on your day off today, you want to be drinking Gatorade. No. So we do not want to choose Gatorade to hydrate with. Okay? So instead, this is good to drink while we're working out, while we're competing. This is good, okay? Because we need those sugars to replenish while we are in games. Okay? Soda. Let's talk about soda.
Yeah,
okay? Soda. I didn't even bring soda because we didn't have any around at our house. Okay? But let's talk about soda. So, one can of soda. How much sugar do you think is in it?
48.
Yeah, it's about 26 to 30. Okay, so One little can is about 30 grams of sugar. Now let's talk about diet soda. Okay? So diet or Coke Zero, or it's anything zero sugar, zero. It's all filled with artificial sweeteners. Okay? So what happens is our body is drinking this, and our body's thinking, all right, this is hot, the sugar is coming, so your body's going to produce this insulin. It's going to try and process what you're eating like there's sugar in it, but there's not sugar in it. Okay, so it's kind of messing with your body, and your brain's going to be a little confused, and it's going to be harder to process, and therefore it's just as bad for you. So these artificial sweeteners, you got to watch out. I'm not going to say just as bad for you, but it's still not a good choice. So we want to make sure water is our choice for hydration. Okay? Okay, so let's talk about grocery shopping. So I gave you all a grocery shopping list. We're just going to go through that, okay? So, let's take our, let's talk about grocery shopping in general. You're headed to the grocery store. What are you bringing with you? Anything? Money? Do you have a list? Raise your hand if you bring a list. Most of you do. Those of you that don't, keeping a list is super important, okay? Because then you can evaluate that list and say, is everything I'm going to be buying good? Is it well-rounded? Is it balanced? Does it have variety? Okay? So those are some things. Let's talk about, let's just go through this together, okay? So it says produce. Green leafy vegetables for salad, sauteing smoothies. Veggies for sandwiches, salads, snacking. Veggies for stir-frying, roasting, and sauteing. It's giving you an example for all these different purposes, okay? Let's go down to poultry. So boneless chicken breast, turkey breast, okay? So in general, for protein sources, the rule of thumb that I really like to use, and that many other people use, the less legs it has, the better, okay? So let's think about this. Cows have 4, chickens have 2, fish have none, okay? So you're going off these birds are leaner sources of protein. These fish are leaner sources of proteins than these red meats. There's recently something that just went pretty viral about bacon and red processed meats. So all these processed meats are now having links to cancer. Okay, so we want to stay away from these red processed meats. We want to eat these natural, lean protein sources. Eat your birds, eat your fish. Try and stay away from red meat as much as possible. I know you love your bratwurst. Go ahead and try some chicken sausage. It's great, honestly. I love chicken sausage. It's super easy. All you have to do is throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes and go. Okay? So let's head down to dairy and eggs. Okay? It says plain fat-free Greek yogurt, cream cheese, chocolate milk, which is great for after workouts. Cheese, skim milk, eggs, whites. Okay, let's go down to whole grains, whole or steel cut oats, multi-grain hot cereal, brown rice, oat bran cereal, blue wheat cereal, wild rice. Okay, go to beans and legumes, dried beans, canned beans, lentils, split peas. Okay, so it's a great source of protein, good side to throw into your dinner. Frozen foods. Okay, so we want to stay away from these frozen dinners, but we can use frozen fruit, frozen veggies at economy. Okay, let's do healthy fats. You've got cooking oils. Like I said, good? Alright. So let's go down to healthy fats. We got the cooking oils, avocados, nuts, natural peanut butter. So when we're buying peanut butter, we want to read those ingredients. We want to make sure that peanuts or maybe just a little bit of salt is the only ingredients. Okay, so we don't want those extra oils, those sugars in our peanut butters. Okay. Beverages, water, lemon juice, herbal tea, condiments, sea salt. See, you're seeing these vinaigrettes, salsa, pepper, garlic, cinnamon, these herbs and spices. We talked about those earlier. But yeah, so in general, when you're going grocery, shop the perimeter. Okay, so that's where you're gonna find your freshest foods, because everything in the middle are these processed, they're in boxes, they're in bags. So in general, you want to shop the perimeter first. Obviously, you're going to need some things from the middle, you know, your canned beans, tuna, if you need stuff like that. There's other like breads usually in the middle, some cereals, oatmeal. But in general, get your fresh produce from the perimeter. bring a list, and always read nutrition labels, okay? So that is one of the biggest things you can do is read those nutrition labels. We're just gonna go over some of my favorites that are pretty good for you. Okay, so let's talk about cereal. So when we're buying cereal, we wanna buy something low in sugar. So you may think like, oh, I'm gonna buy mini wheats, that's wheats, but you read the nutrition label, 12 grams of sugar, okay? Honey Bunches of Oats only has 6 grams of sugar, much better choice. Greek yogurt, okay, so this is 000. There's many others, but you want to be careful when you're buying yogurt because especially if it's flavored, it's loaded with sugar. So you want to make sure it has less than 10. I think this has about 4 grams of sugar in it, so that's a great choice and it's delicious as well. Beef jerky is a great snack to have after you work out. It replenishes those salts you're losing from sweating. It's a good source of protein as well. PB2, what it is just powdered peanuts. I made breakfast with it this morning. I made some pancakes with them. So for my pancakes, all I did was take a banana, 2 eggs, 3 scoops of this, 5 scoops of oatmeal, some vanilla, blended it, and you have pancake mix. Super easy, really good. If you guys need the ingredient or the recipe, I can send it to you sometime. Super easy. Skinny Pop. Popcorn's a great snack, okay? So it's low in calories. It's not, especially if you're not loading it with butter and salt, but it's a great snack you can have. This is one of my new favorites, is spaghetti squash. Okay, so you're gonna get this serving sizes. Okay. So this is very interesting. Might be a little eye-opening, but let's talk about a chicken breast. How big should? So the next thing we're gonna touch on is a performance plate. Okay. So you're cooking dinner. Let's talk about what your plate should include, your meal should include. Okay, so the first thing is that whole grain or energy enhancing food. You got your lean proteins or recovery muscle building foods, okay? So let's talk about example of that. You got your grilled, baked, broiled, roasted chicken, fish, pork, turkey, lean ground beef, eggs, low-fat cheese, tofu. You have your fruits and vegetables, okay? So some that are really high in the vitamins and minerals. You got sweet potatoes, broccoli, asparagus. Generally, the more colorful your fruit is, the more vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals it has for you, okay? Fat or immunity flavor boosting foods. So you have salmon, which is really high in good fats that we need, tuna, nuts, seeds, olives, olive oil, avocado, nut butters, oils, oil-based salad dressing. And then you have your fluid or hydration, so you got water, low-fat milk, 100% fruit juice, okay? So fruit juice can be a problem. This fruit juice is loaded with sugar, so we want to make sure if we're drinking juice, it's lower in sugar, make sure it's 100% real, concentrated, okay? And then we got a little visual for what this looks like. So when we have a hard training day, we want more carbohydrates, okay? So we want to make sure half our plate is filled with those carbohydrates, and a fourth with the lean protein, and a fourth of the fruits and veggies, okay? And then on our easier days, we want half the plates to be fruits and vegetables, okay? And a fourth, it's kind of like in between, so you can have a little bit more protein and a little bit less whole grains. But basically what you can take away from this is on your easier days, cut back from the carbs a little bit, and on your harder days, include a bit more of those whole grains, okay? So, after this we got serving sizes, okay? So this is very interesting, might be a little eye-opening, but let's talk about a chicken breast. How big show me with your hands. I'm gonna stand in front of this so you can't see, kind of. How big do you think your chicken breast should be? What changes you can make. Okay, then you're gonna make those simple changes. You're gonna buy that fresh produce. So I'm encouraging you guys to cook. Get in the kitchen, cook. Don't eat these processed, packaged foods. Actually be buying that fresh produce, those fresh meats, and be cooking them. That way you know what's in your food. That really just, I don't know, I don't like to not know what's in what I'm eating, okay? Because you're putting that into your body, and that's what you're getting your energy from, okay? So hydrate properly, read nutrition labels. I think this is one of the biggest changes you should make from today. If you don't already read nutrition labels when you're grocery shopping, start doing it, okay? and watch out for those added sugars. Know your portion sizes, and treat yourself every once in a while, because everything is okay in moderation. Okay, so I'm not telling you to get rid of all of these bad things, okay? Especially to stay healthy, to stay happy, balance is the key. So that's one of the first things you learn in nutrition, like are the 5 keys to nutrition are balance, like moderation, variety. So you just want to keep those things in mind. All right. So I was gonna do a little handout, but we're at 15 minutes already, so we're good. If you guys
Great
want
job.
some of these.
Not anymore.
Pass me something. Give me, yeah.
Tea though.
Hey, what flavor is the Frappuccino?
It's vanilla.
Vanilla.
I mean,
You guys want?
No,
There's
it's
like
not regular.
there's a little
What?
meal
It's
plan to
regular.
add. I'll take the fries.